Okay, so April 1st, happy April, everybody. We've got some fun stuff coming up here in the next couple of months. First off, we've got Mobility Matters. That's going to be May 6th through the 31st. So we have a whole month to sign up for that program. That's a lot of fun every year, working on basically what we do in our mobility sessions, but very much expanded, a lot more educational components to really help you learn how to build those out on your own. And then we've got the Murph Challenge. I'm super excited for this one. We did this on our site here in Fort Collins last year, and it was a huge hit. And so we went ahead and expanded it. We wanted to offer it to all of you this year. So if you want to learn more about what that challenge is about and how to sign up, then you can scan that QR code. That will take you to a little bit more information about that. And then we also have our cooking demo, and that one's going to be in April. So the other two are happening in May. This cooking demo is going to be in April, though, going over high protein bagels this month. So that'll be fun. All right. So it looks like we're just about a minute after. So we will go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and see if I can get this off the screen. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you saw the chat or not, but just a little bit of a recap. We are using a couple of items for our workout today, but they're all optional. So I've got a mat here. I've got a couple of dumbbells. I even have a plate. If you have some light dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. You might want to use them later on, but if you don't have any of that, it's not necessary at all. Some of these are just going to be used for progressing some of our exercises. So let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up before we get into the main portion of our workout. We are going to be doing a lot of lower body stuff. So let's start out with some hip circles. And we just want to loosen up the hip joint. Now you can use this as an opportunity to practice your balance, or you can grab onto a chair, a wall, anything like that. But we want to get that leg picked up as high as we can, rotate that back. Let's go ahead and switch that rotation. So now I'm picking my leg up, bringing it forward. Nice job. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So I started with my right. Now I'm going to go with my left. Do this for a few seconds. Nice job. Practicing that balance. All right, switch the rotation. Great job, everyone. Couple more. All right. And next up, we're going to go into some hip hinges. Get those hamstrings and glutes activated. So I want to keep my back straight. Take my hips pressed into the back wall. Go down till you feel a tight pull on your hamstrings. Squeeze your glutes. Drive your hips forward. And repeat. Looks very similar to an RDL, which we do a lot in that. We do a lot of those in our strength classes. This is just those without weight, but great way to loosen up. Great way to work on making sure that that core is engaged, the glutes are engaged. We're keeping our back straight. It's going to be really important for some of the stuff that we are doing today. Nice job. Let's do one more. And all right, it's about time to get into the workout. Before we do, we got to make sure that we've got our heart rate up a little bit. So let's go ahead and just start out with some body weight hops. You can pretend you're jumping rope, or you can actually jump rope if you have one. But we just want to get that heart rate increased a little bit, increase our breathing rate a little bit to get us prepped for some higher intensity movement. So keep doing that while you are continuing to hop up and down and get that heart rate up. Here's what we're going to be doing today. We've got 3 exercises. We're going to be doing 6 rounds of each, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So that's a 1-to-1 ratio. So you're going to be able to push it in your work period because you're going to have the same amount of time for your rest period, but I promise those 20 seconds are going to seem shorter and shorter, at least on the rest period. So we're going to do all 6 rounds of one exercise before we go to our next exercise. So we're going to get a lot of repetition with some similar muscle groups. So let's go ahead and get started with our first exercise. So the first thing that we're going to be doing are broad jumps. And this is really the only reason why I've got my mat out today. I like to use my mat to measure how far I'm doing my jumps to make sure I stay pretty consistent. So what you're going to do with broad jumps for 20 seconds, you're going to hinge the hips like we just did in our warm-up. And then don't be afraid to use your arms to swing yourself and launch yourself forward. So let's go ahead and do that for 20 seconds and go. And we're doing this for 6 rounds. Now there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can do like me and stay in one direction and then walk yourself back and time. You can either stay in one direction and walk yourself back, or once you get to one side of your mat, you can turn around and jump to the other side. That's going to increase your intensity. I like to do about the first half of my rounds on broad jumps, just one directional, just because I want to build up, because I want to make sure that my ankles are stabilized before I really push it. All right, here we go. Next round, 20 seconds. Now, when you do broad jumps, you want to make sure that you're landing softly. We don't want to hurt those knees or ankles. So you want to make sure that you're not making a lot of noise whenever you land, and we don't want a lot of pressure on our knees. Time? That's round 2. Time for round 3. The cool thing about this is it's very easy to increase or decrease your intensity level. You can jump further, more explosive, to increase your intensity level, or you can increase the number of times or the speed in which you're jumping back and forth to increase that intensity level. So you can make this for yourself. Here we go, 3rd round. Nice job. Keep it up. Keep going, keep going. And time. Okay, that was round 3, so we're halfway done. We've got 3 more of the broad jumps. Now, we are taking 20-second breaks. Those first couple of rounds, you may have been thinking, hey, Stefan, I don't really need all 20 seconds, but that's okay if you're thinking that, because as we go through a HIIT workout, our heart rate is going to continue to stair step up. So we do want to take those breaks so that we have the energy in our bodies to put forth enough effort for the next round. Now, second half of this, you want to make sure your heart rate stays pretty elevated even in the rest period. Here we go. Round 4. Strap, keep it up. And time. Great job. Use those 20 seconds. That was round 4. We've got 2 more rounds to go. You guys are doing great. These last 2 rounds, start to gauge your intensity level. How hard are you breathing? How tired are you? Make sure you're really pushing it. Get some long jumps going in there. Here we go. Round 5. Every time you launch, make sure you're squeezing your core. You're protecting that lower back. Keep it up. And time. Okay. That was round 5. We have got One more round to go. Use those 20 seconds. And get ready. Last round of these. Nice job. See if you can get some really broad jumps in there. Remember, you don't want to make a lot of sound when you're landing, because that means you're decreasing the impact. Time. Hey, great job, guys. That is our first exercise. We've got 2 more. Take a second as we transition to our next exercise. Just take a few deep breaths. Get a drink of water if you need to. Okay. This next one, I am going to use a plate. You don't have to use a plate at all. If you have one, that's great. I'm just using this as a tool of reference, though. So what I'm going to have you do with this, and you can use a dumbbell in its place, a book in its place, a line on the floor, or you can just do high knees in its place. But we're going to do plate steps or plate taps. And all we're doing is alternating, touching our left toes to the plate to our right toes on top of the plate. And then if you speed that up, you're almost getting a little jog in there. I like to use a plate, make sure I extend those legs, make sure I'm continuously moving. It just really helps give me a place to put my feet as opposed to just running in place. All right, so let's go ahead and go 20 seconds on. First round of 6. Here we go. Let's get started. And go. The cool thing with these, if you've ever done any sort of boxing class, any sort of martial arts, you might have done some plate steps before in your workouts. They use them a lot just to kind of work on footwork, to work on speed. You can really work a sweat up with these. And you want to make sure that you get your feet up high, but you can really increase that speed and the intensity as much as you need to. Time. Great job. That is our first round. Now, on this one, I want to give you an option. This one, because we are not going as explosive as the broad jumps, you might not need a full stop recovery. If that's true, then you can stay in active recovery just by bouncing in place. You can stay in active recovery by doing some jumping jacks, whatever you need to do. Time for round 2. Here we go. So like I was saying, if you don't have a plate, put a dumbbell down on the floor, put a book down on the floor, fold your mat up, put that on the floor. Anything to just give you a point of reference to make sure that you're keeping those feet up and those toes pointed. Time, excuse me. All right, that's round 2. We have 4 more to go. All right, again, if you need it, stay in that active recovery, or you can go into a full rest. All right, here we go. Let's get into round 3. Let's go. Like I was saying, you can increase that speed. It's also a great tool to use if you want to practice that balance and coordination. And time. Great job. All right, that was round 3. Got 3 more rounds. If you want to further increase your intensity level, you can stack another plate on. You can use something that's higher as a form of reference. That's going to increase the intensity because you're having to pick your legs up higher. But it'll decrease your speed. Here we go, round 4. Keep it up. And as you get more tired, don't let your body take any shortcuts. Still get that foot up and toe tap, Don't end up just kicking the back of the plate, just kind of sliding your feet on the floor. We don't want that. And time. Great job. Great job. Again, take your full rest if you need to. If you want to keep that intensity level up, go into active recovery. Don't want to be at the same intensity level as this, but just keep moving to keep that heart rate up. Great job. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, round 5. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Pick up that speed. And time. Great job. If you're like me, those calves might be feeling it a little bit. Maybe the front of the shin. Been using those back to back to back. This exercise a lot. If so, you can go in this marching position like I'm in. But get ready for our next round. It's our last one of plate taps. Here we go. And 20 seconds. Almost want to be in a sprint for this one. You're picking up that intensity level. Keep it going. Don't slow. And time. Great job, guys. That's fantastic. All right. Take a second. Couple deep breaths. Get a sip of water if you need it. We're about to move on to our last exercise. Yeah, we're good. All right. Sip of water real quick. Good stuff. All right. So, next exercise. We're going to move through it quickly. We've got a lot of time left. Okay, we do a lot of burpees in these HIIT classes. We are going to go back to burpees. For those of you that have been coming to the HIIT class, you might be totally used to doing those. If so, let's pick up that intensity level. I'm going with weighted burpees today. If you do not want to or cannot do weighted burpees, then just don't bring the dumbbells and you can do the exact same thing with body weight. All right, so we will go ahead and get started. First 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and start out and go. So with the burpee, bring those arms down, chest and thighs touch the floor, back up, feet flat on the floor, end up with those weights extended overhead. If you want to regress that, go ahead and dumbbells on the floor, step back into a high plank position, step up, and in an overhead press. That is time. So that's our first 20 seconds. So here's the thing with the burpees. As you just saw, you're not going to be able to get as many done because we only have 20 seconds, but that's okay. If you are being explosive while keeping that core tight, stay safe. If you're being explosive, you're going to get a lot of work done with only a few reps, which is all it's going to take in those 20 seconds. Here we go. Next 20 seconds, and let's go. Like I said, if you're not to weighted yet, then just go ahead and do body weight. You can drop the weights, hands on the floor, and up. Or you can step back, step up, and just keep moving through that time. All right. That's round 2. The one big difference if you do a number of burpees, the weighted ones, you don't have to worry about the hop at the top just because you're loading weight above your spine. Don't worry about that. Just go into overhead press. Next 20 seconds. Here we go. See what you can get in 20 seconds. Not going to be able to do a ton of burpees, but see if you can beat your record from the last round. And time. Great job. That was round 3, halfway done. 3 more to go. So just for reference, I kind of went full weighted burpee on that one. I was able to get about 4 done. So like next time, I'm gonna try to get 5 done. But that's kind of my marker for like that 90 to 100% effort that we want in the work periods. Here we go. And burpees. Cool. And time. Okay. Nice job. That was round 4. 2 more to go. Real quick before we get into our next round, you might have noticed I'm not doing perfect push-ups at the bottom. That's because traditionally burpees, all that you need to do to count it as one is touch the chest and thighs to the floor. They don't care about the push-up, perfect push-up position at the bottom. If you have any worries with your lower back, keep that back straight. Just do the regular push-up. It'll be easier in the long run. All right. Round 5. Here we go. Try to land flat-footed, heels on the ground. One more. And time. Great job. Okay, guys. I know we're about a minute over, but you made it this far. See if you can get this last round. Last 20 seconds. Let's get all out effort. Last 20 seconds of the workout. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. And what better way to end a HIIT workout than with some burpees? Those will get you. All right. Fantastic job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. That is today's workout. If you have any questions about any of the exercises that we did today, or would like a little bit more help with them, feel free to reach out to me through Teams or email after this is over. But besides that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stefan.
Thanks.